Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Last episode, Maverick used his time-traveling abilities to cleanse the sea and restore Jabu Jabu to full health. Because of that, he was given permission by the King Zoro in the present here to enter Jabu Jabu and go look for that essence of time that is inside him. So, here we are. Now that we have permission, Jabu Jabu will open his mouth and we can swim on in. Done level 7, Jabu Jabu's belly. Although the dungeon isn't just his belly, it's basically his whole body. The map we'll see is basically shaped like the head of a whale. It's 3 floors, but I like to think of it more like 3 sections. The front section is the head, the middle section is the body, and then the back section is the tail. Now this is a dungeon that's, the main gimmick is filling different floors with water. The default is just the front section, his head is filled with water. There'll be switches, 2 blue switches and 1 red switch. Red lowers the water, blue raises the water. And wherever we have these yellow colored tiles, that's a section where you can rise up to the section above. So now here we're in the belly. You see the whole thing that looks like a whale? And we are going to head up to the tail section to go lower the water in the mouth. We get a lot of use out of the switch hook in this dungeon. So let's use a mystery seed to shoot this thing here. The golden isle is on the water, so that golden isle over there, that rises and lowers with the water level. And we need to move that around because that'll help open new passages up depending on where it's at. So because the first floor is filled with water, it's floating on the second floor. If we were to lower the water out of the first floor, the mouth, then the eye would sink down to the first floor, the mouth. Switch the masks off of those guys. Use our pacer seats to run around. There's a lot of backtracking in this dungeon. Get another mystery seed out. See what this owl has to say. The internal flow floods with blue and recedes with red. So right now, there's only 1 floor that's filled with water, the mouth. We hit that floor. That means now that all the water is out. So Jabu Jabu is completely dry. When a floor is filled with water, it's easier to navigate because you can swim. And basically, like, you can swim over any obstacles, any pits, stuff like that. However, you can't interact with a lot of things on the floor when it's underwater. Here we are, we're back in the mouth area. The golden isle went down to the mouth section because, remember, it goes with the water level. And when that isle lowered down, that allowed us to switch hook and grab that ring. Here we are back, like I said, in the mouth section. And now that it's dry, we can push this block out of the way, grab that key. Head over this way. Arcane of Samara will get some use. This is south there's doing we got the compass. Now we're going to head up a floor into the belly, the body. Here we go. Explore this floor a little bit and head back to the tail, and we're going to erase the water. So that will fill. Notice when we first come up to this floor, there's that one pit at the bottom. That pit now, if we fill the first floor with water, that pit will fill with water. So we'll be able to swim across that pit and then get another key that we need in that room. It's inaccessible right now because it's not flooded. The first floor isn't flooded. Take out these guys. Destroy some pots. And these switch hooks here, the item is the level 2 switch hook. Those switches right now are too far away for us to hit. So we're going to have to come back here later when we have the level 2 switch hook, which actually extends across the entire screen. That's going to open some treasures on the overworld as well. So right now there's no water in Jabu Jabu, but if we hit this, now water's going to flood into the first floor, the mouth section. So if we go all the way back down to the bottom, it'll be covered in water again, just like when we first entered the dungeon. Because that first floor is now filled with water, it's also going to affect this floor here. Except it's still dry, but the water fills up the holes in this level because the holes lead to the floor down below. So yeah, see now this floor, this hole was filled with water. We can swim across and get another key. These mole worms though. Off and grab a key, a small key. Alright, let's get out from here. Now we're going to head over this way, head back down to the mouth section, the first floor, filled with water. Grab a Gasha seed. Down this little passageway to go fight the mini boss. The mini boss is going to be a fish, but he's a fish out of water, literally. So he's not too tough. You get the sense seed, the seed shooter, and you get the sense seeds. And just kind of hang out down here, and when he puffs up, shoot him with the scent seed. And then he'll unpuff, he'll fall down, just whack him with your sword a bunch of times. And then we finish him off in 2 rounds. Rip our Rock's Feather. And here we are, we're back in the mouth section. Gotta open this key, there we go, it's a little sensitive. And we get the long switch. Now we can switch places with things really far away. So, those switches that we saw back in the tail that we couldn't reach with a, now we can actually reach them. So we'll actually be able to now eventually flood Jabu Jabu's mouth and then the body section by hitting the 2 blue switches. But first, we have another key to get here. This other passageway. Up there you see there's that large gap. You couldn't cross it without the long hook. Now we have the long hook, so we can cross. We'll be able to get another key. And like I said, with the long hook we can actually now flood the first and second floors of Jabu Jabu, his head and his belly. But before we do that, the long hook will allow us to solve a puzzle on in Jabu Jabu's mouth. So we're going to head back up to the tail and lower the water once more. So basically, get all the water out of Jabu Jabu. Last time though, we have to lower water, which is good. We don't have to come backtrack this way anymore. Oh, kind of hard. Pegasus seeds. Luckily though, between episodes, if you noticed, I had a lot less rubies, more Pegasus seeds. That's because, as I said in the last episode, between the episodes, I did a lot of ring farming. So I have a ton of rings, I have a ton of gacha seeds. I didn't appraise all the rings though, because in appraising all the rings, I would have got the 100th ring appraisal, and I want to show off the dialogue you get when you get that 100th ring. I just did that with Data, Maverick's brother in Seasons. Alright, let's head on back down to Jabu Jabu's mouth. On that first floor again. Like I said, we have a puzzle that we can solve with the long hook here. Right here. Switch place with that, then we can switch place with the pot. And now we just put that diamond on one of the buttons here. And then we weigh the other button down with the King of Samara block. And we'll get another key. There we go. And that pretty much finishes off the first floor here. Don't have to worry about it anymore. We're going to travel one section, but there's no like real puzzles to really solve here. So the rest of the dungeon is going to now revolve around flooding Jabu Jabu's mouth again this section, and then flooding his belly. So to do that, there's that. We're going to have to go to the south there, because that gives another key down there that we can't access without the long hook. But to reach that room, we're going to have to flood Jabu Jabu's mouth. So let's head back up to the tail. Flood him again. And now that we have the long hook, we can just take a shortcut here. And rather than just go around the entire room, we just get that last hook, or the last diamond. Switch things up. Ooh. I hit him from the back there, and just pushes him around. Let's flood Jabu Jabu. Now he's back to the default, where the water is just in his mouth. And let's go across here, and we can go now flood his belly, the second portion. So for the first time, his belly will be full of water. You'll never be able to fill the tail with water, but that's okay. You don't need to. Look. Right, so now the head and belly are full of water. And that's pretty much going to allow us to finish completing the dungeon. The row right up there in the back of the tail, we see there's a bunch of doors with keys. We need 3 keys, so we could go back there and open up one of the doors. But those 3 key doors lead to that master key there, the boss key. So we're just going to head back this way and go grab 2 more small keys. One is back here, in the tail. Couldn't get this one without the long hook. And then the last one is in the belly section. And once again, we needed the long hook to get. We needed the long hook and to be flooded. There's the long hook. Yeah, you can't swim over those, even though the water's full, the area's full. Surprisingly, you can't swim over those spikes. You'll still take damage if you try to cross over them. I figure you can, because they're like, it's full of water, but you can't really like swim up. Like you can't get to that ledge over there on the left, which leads to the boss room. See, between those 2 statues is the boss door. So it's weird that really can't swim all the way up, even though it's full of water. But it's full enough water to allow us to, like I said, solve some puzzles. So here we're back in this room where we got the map. We said last time we were in this room it was dry. And this kind of looks like a puzzle. You think you need to put those blocks on the tiles, but that doesn't do anything. But filling this room with water allows us to swim over this gap. Remove that switch hook diamond, and grab the last small key. Now we just head back up to the tail, and we can go through that section with the 3 doors. And we now have 3 keys to open all those doors. So just more backtracking to the back of Jabu Jabu. Up there. I successfully lifted and destroyed all the pots. Woohoo! Well, all the pots I've reached so far. There's still a few more in the sections we gotta go to. Let's head on up. There we go. And the water level is, like I said, filling this floor and the mouth. So that golden aisle is going to be on the tail floor, because you know it rises with and falls with the water. And now that it's on this tail floor, it's out of the way. At the default, it's on the 2nd floor, the belly section, and in the default area, it's blocking the entrance to the boss. But now it's floating up here on the tail, so we'll be able to have full access to the boss once we get the boss key, which we're going to grab right now. Jabu Jabu's building an entire ecosystem. Complicated one at that. Much more complicated than the whale in Star Tropics, the 4th mission. That was with Mr. Tumnus. Mr. Tumnus explored the whale in that game. Another Gasha seed. I have quite a few Gasha seeds. Like I said, they're going to be necessary though to get those level 3, level 4 rings that I'm missing. I did end up getting, when I did all that ring farming, I got most of the rings that I needed. I got all the level 2 rings and level 3 rings. I didn't get the level 1 rings though, but we're only missing 2 of them. And we still have to, like I said, farm maple, so we might get them from maple. Because we need the heart container from maple. But now let's go fight the boss here and get the heart container from him. So we're gonna head to the room where that island was. It was over here. But it used to be floating over there where that owl statue was, but we raised it up to the tail. So now we can go up here, which wasn't accessible before, and get to the ledge that leads to the boss room. And let's see what the mystery owl has to say. Color reflects weakness. So we got another color-themed boss here, and we're going to defeat it with the switch hook. So the boss is going to alternate between red and blue. While he's blue, he's going to shoot out blue shots. While he's red, he's going to shoot out red shots. And we have to use the switch hook to switch him around. Whenever we hit him with anything, he will change to the opposite color. So the goal is we're going to try to get him to shoot a fireball at us. And then as it's coming toward us, switch hook with him so he lands on the fireball. So there we go. See, he's blue. He shot a blue fireball. He's red. He's going to shoot a red fireball. And he color is weakness, so we switch him around. Now he's blue, and he fell on the red fireball. And we take him out like that. Look. Like I said, you want to hit him a little bit before the fireball reaches you. Can't be too early, or else the fireball might miss. And of course, you can't be too late. See right there, it was a little too early, so the fireball switched before he landed on it. So you kind of go almost right before a little too late there. Like I said, it's just a little bit of timing, but at least it ain't as hard as the timing as the second boss, that big thwomp that dropped the heads, and we had to throw the bombs at him in his mouth. A little bit easier, but there we go. We defeat him, get another heart container, and we get the 7th essence of time. And we're gonna get a cutscene. We got the rolling sea in essence of time. The mystical song of the sea crashes in waves that sweeps heroes out into adventure. There we go. And like I said, we're going to get a cutscene here. That Twin Rover Witch is going to appear to taunt us. Seems you're so relaxed. I've come with news. The Black Tower has already reached the heavens. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There was the Black Tower that Queen Abby was building. The goal of that, of course, was originally to be able to try to create a monument that she can look out to try to find her seafaring love who disappeared on the sea. But Varen has corrupted her and made it an object of sorrow. First by making the people work all the time to complete it, so they were filled with sorrow. And now the tower is high enough that Varen can apparently reach the heavens and access new dark powers. So even though she isn't in Naru's body and can't use time magic, she has access to a new type of magic that she's going to use to cause sorrow. It's more that petrification magic. So she's going to start turning people and animals once again into stone. Instead of freezing them in time or removing them from time, she's going to turn them into stone. You can see how that would have set lots of people. None can stop Varen now. You can only wait for the flame of sorrow to light. What of you? All humanity can feel the sorrow. Ha 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 ha. Uh-oh. That is not good. Here comes the Mako tree to give us some clues. Saving Naru isn't enough. Varen's deeds have changed the world, Maverick. I cannot hear the last essence at all, but it must be somewhere in Labrina. I'm relying on you, Maverick. And if we look at our map, which I'll do in the next episode, we'll see exactly there's only one area that we need to explore. So we'll do that in the next episode. So take care, have a good one, and I'll see you then. Bye.